marriages are tearing apart too because of this twetwe issue. So many marriages are tearing apart because of twetwe. So you have to take twetwe seriously in marriage. Very, very serious. Guys, I don't want to talk too much. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm very, very excited about this video. My name is Genevieve and you're welcome to this channel. If you're new to my channel, please don't be a stranger. Click the subscribe button immediately and stay glued. Stay glued. So on this video, I'm going to be sharing a very, very interesting topic that people shy away from, okay? And you can see I'm very excited. So I'm going to give you a background to this story. I was just going through my YouTube planner and I found that there was this time I was invited to a group in church to talk about sex. And, you know, I made a very good note about that. And I decided, okay, while I was flipping through my note, I thought I should just make this video. I just finished making the video right now, so I thought I should just share this video. Okay, I was so excited when I found that because it was an exciting topic to talk about. So this is sex matters now. So this video is officially rated 18. Before we get into it, please, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and if you are an oldie, thank you. We're going to be talking about sex amongst married women. Okay, let's talk about sex. XEX. This video is going to be really, really raw. It is rated 18. It's going to be really, really raw. So get in here, get in here. Let's talk about sex. So guys, let's get to it immediately. I'm going to be sharing some of the reasons why married women do not enjoy sex. Of course, there's this thing that this popular or unpopular opinion that once people get married, their sex drive drops and all. For some persons, it's true, while for some persons, once they get married, almost they will just become sex machines. But there are a few factors that makes people to have this low sex drive, especially when they get married. Okay, so I'm going to start from, you know, a general understanding about how important sex is in marriage. So the first reason why people do not enjoy sex in marriage or do not give in their best to making sex a very integral part of their married life is because, one, they do not understand how important sex is in marriage. If you and your spouse understand that sex is very important, like sex is to men what worship is to God. Can somebody say hallelujah? So you see how you worship God and you reference God. That is how your husband feels about sex. Like it's worship, you know, it's worship unto your husband. So if you know that, you know, worshiping God, you know what worship does to God. You know how it's like getting God's attention when you worship. That is how you light up the guy's mood. That's how good sex is for men. So if you understand how important sex is in marriage, so you would know that you're not supposed to be mixing words about, you know, having sex with your husband. The important need of a man in marriage is sex. Yes, so some persons will say respect, some persons will say this, but you notice that when there's tension in the house, and you just give the man like full load, like give it to him back to back, and his nerves will just calm down. You know, he's not going to be picking on so many things. If he's picking on you, do this one, he will you do this one, and he will pick on you. Just drag him into the room and, you know, fire the man. He will calm down first. So sex is very, very important. Okay, that is how important sex is. I don't know if I explained it right. So I'm going to be using the pleasure principle. We desire the things that we enjoy. If you enjoy something, you desire to have that thing. Okay, so if you enjoy having sex with your husband, I'm not going to be calling it lovemaking or calling it nya nya nya. It is what it is. SEX, sex. So if you enjoy having sex with your husband, you will look forward to it every other day. Okay, that's the pleasure principle. For example, you go to a restaurant and you eat their rice and their rice made sense. You will look forward, you will crave for the rice. But if you go to a restaurant and eat rice and it's whack, you won't even dream of going back to that restaurant. So that's a simple pleasure principle. So we desire the things that we crave. If you are not desiring, you know, to sleep with your partner, chances are that you It's either you're not doing it right, or you guys are not enjoying, or you're not enjoying it. So there are other things that makes women not to enjoy sex in marriage. One of it is hormonal imbalance. Okay, this hormonal imbalance issue can make women swing and re-swing. Our hormones are always up and down. When you're pregnant, is a different thing. For some persons, when they are pregnant, they want to have sex all the time. For some persons, once they take in, no sex for 9 months until they put to bed, and plus the additional postpartum whatever. So it takes a lot of time, and that might just weaken the woman. She's not just getting in the mood, unless you get intentional about having sex again. Like for me, when I was having kids, those 3 years that I was having kids, that thing is not my problem. It's not my problem at all. I wasn't feeling it, but I thank God I stumbled onto this particular topic, and I realized that it's not about how you feel. You have to, like, sex is so important in marriage that you have to, just like you're intentional about every other thing, you have to be intentional about jiggling up your sex life. Another thing that can cause it is fatigue. If you allow your wife to do all the house chores in the house, if you allow her to walk and do all the house chores in the house, she won't have strength for that side. So this is where I will encourage husbands to, you help me to help us. Help your wife around the house. Try as much as possible to take out stress from the woman, so that she can have enough reserved for, the other room, which is also very important. So the next thing is inability to get an orgasm. So maybe the woman is getting tired that Oga is not hitting the point where she wants him to hit that spot. So if that spot is difficult to be hit, I will advise that you have this conversation with your spouse, that he's not getting there where you want him to get to, and you guys can re-strategize on how to get satisfaction. Is a different thing. For men, they're getting and having them to come and all is different, but for women, getting an orgasm is different for different women. Different for different women, and trust me, it's not about how long you last, it's not about how long the bola is. Let me use a Proko doctor's words. So why doing twe? But this is for married women. So why doing twe for married people? It's not about how long the bola is, or how big the bola is for you to get the woman to have an experience an orgasm. Is about knowing what spots to hit, and what they just one or two things that pleasures the woman and will help to get to that spot immediately. I'm not a sex therapist, please, I'm not a sex therapist. So pain during intimacy, if the woman has experienced pain during intimacy, that could be a reason why. Once we talk about having intimate moments, she would not be so much interested in it. So calm down, you do it small, do it small, especially for newlyweds. So negative emotions, trauma that has shaped the way she feels about all these things. Maybe people that have had abuse, rape, and all those negative emotions and trauma, post PSTD and all of it. PSTD, right? PTSD, post trauma. Whatever it is not coming, but I'll just leave the name here. So all those things can make women to find sex traumatic. Okay, so if you have that issue, that could also make you to find sex very, very traumatizing. So I've mentioned pregnancy, I've mentioned postpartum depression, and body changing. Okay, so some persons, immediately they finish having children and their body changed, they don't feel comfortable anymore undressing in the presence of their spouse, especially when the spouse is somebody that doesn't know how to maybe manage jokes. Okay, you can just say, this your stomach is looking big, and it makes the woman feel a type of way, even if your spouse doesn't mean to insult you, but that's how you will talk. You don't know how the other person is receiving it. You can imagine a once Abani that we go, all of a sudden, because of having children, her body has changed, and the best you can do is to look at the woman. I'm like, you be Abani, as in just admire her. Don't even mention that her stomach is in a type of way. Okay, it might make her to become conservative. I'm now talking to the men, conservative about her body. So these are reasons why people do not desire sex. Okay, some women do not desire sex when their needs are not made. Probably they've asked Oga to buy iPhone 14 now, iPhone 14 or bone straight hair, and it's not coming. Then you now withhold sex. You're making a mistake. Sis, you're making a mistake. Okay, whatever is going on in the house, whether the house is turning upside down, whether people are not you are not talking to yourselves, you are having an unresolved issue, please still do your twe. Do twe to the very, very end of it, and then you can continue beefing. Twe is yeah. See, even if you're not happy with God, or you feel that God is not being fair to you, you will still worship him. Oh. In the middle of the storm, you still worship him. So even if Oga is not, it is like a storm, you still worship Oga by doing twe in the room. I don't know why I'm sounding like I hope I'm going to post this video. Infidelity, infertility. On the part of infertility, sometimes you have sex as if sex is now chore. You know, they call it like you're counting ovulation to have sex. You're having sex because you're pursuing, maybe you're trying to hit ovulation, you're trying to do this. That can actually make sex really, really boring and make it so hectic. So that would be another reason why women do not have sex. Birth control, boring relationship, and all. I'm going to briefly tell you some of the things that will help you to enhance your sexual life. I am not a sex therapist, but I'm going to share with you some things that I know. Now, firstly, you have to try and take out stress from yourself. Okay, before we get to the stress, have an understanding that sex is very important in marriage. You cannot see, even if you married a pastor, see, sex is the most important need of a man. Ask your pastor. Sex is the most important need of a man in marriage. In marriage, I'm talking about married couples. In marriage, sex is the most important need of a man. So when you have this understanding, even if you and your husband are having, you know, a kind of ish or something, you will also open legs and enjoy very, very well with your husband. That is one. Try as much as possible as a married woman to reduce stress. You know, you're running around, keep cooking, doing this, doing that. Try being intentional about reducing stress so that you can preserve your energy for, you know, having intimate moments with your husband. That is about being intentional. As you're being intentional about being a good wife, a good mother to your children, you have to also be a good wife to your husband. And sex is one of the sex is important too. Okay. Another very thing you can do, if you feel that if you're beginning, maybe after having childbirth, like for me, after having kids and all, I was not even in the mood at all. But what helped me was exercise. Immediately I started exercising, I'm like, wow, whoa, it got better. It's got really, really better. I don't want to tell you about it. Just try exercising. But when you go to the gym, you see all the girls you see at the gym. They're not even big. They are slim up, but they are at the gym, gymming. So what are they building? They're building energy. Okay, they're building energy to do 360, energy to do, you know, different styles and different positions. And you, that is a married woman that has a man in your house, you'll be the tying rapper doing nonsense. I want to believe that nobody here is tying rapper again. So you have to be intentional. Go work out, even if you're not going to the gym. Work out, build strength. It requires a lot of strength to have good sex, to build strength and energy to give it to that man back to back. Again, if you have untreated health issues, you can speak with a sex therapy on, you know, how to improve your sex drive. You can also speak with your doctor on, you know, the hormonal imbalance part. If it's postpartum depression, have conversations with your husband now. See, why I say speak with a sex therapy is that most times people do not even understand how to explain to their partners, or the best way to explain to their partners to make them have the best sex experience. So that's why I said, if you want, you can speak with your doctor or you speak with a sex therapist. Have this conversation with a sex therapist and your husband so that you people will figure out how to make this thing work. Because so many marriages are tearing apart because of this twe issue. So many marriages are tearing apart because of twe. So you have to take twe seriously in marriage. Very, very serious. Guys, I don't want to talk too much. I'm not a sex therapist, but if you find any of the things I've mentioned on the reason why women are not enjoying sex, if you find yourself guilty of any of it, I think you can pick out what the problem is from here and then figure out how to make amends and maximize the other room. That thing is sweet too. If you're not enjoying it, you're missing a marriage. Sis. Hey, I don't want to say anything, but please go and thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope I find courage to post this video. I I really hope I find courage to post this video. But if you're watching this video and it goes live on my channel, please be nice. Be nice to me. Share, subscribe. If you find it interesting, tag people, encourage me, and this is the end of this video. Please, I don't want to say rubbish. Bye, guys.